Good morning, sweethearts. Happy Monday. How are y'all doing? How y'all feeling? These energies, for many, are intense. And they're doing you a favor, guys. It's giving you a huge, huge gift. You know, there's many messaging me saying a lot of anger's coming up. A lot of grief is coming up. The grief is your mortal personality is dying, and that's where the grief is coming, and the anger and the rejection and the betrayal and the jealousy that many are accusing others of, the pettiness, all of those templates, all of those energetic signature imprints. Good morning, guys. They're all coming up for you to recognize yourself and to change that energetic behavioral signature. Megan, it's a hot mess. Well, you can change that, Megan, sweetheart, and you can say it's a hot gift. Change the energy, guys. Anything that arises, any emotion, any feeling. Emotion is part of the false matrix. Because any emotion that's coming up right now was all based on everything when you were subliminally programmed. So that's what you're releasing. And so if it's feeling like a hot mess, sweetheart, change it to a hot gift. Or change it to whatever you need to change it to. But change that mindset, sweetheart. And really look at it as that gift that Spirit is showing you what you need to clear, because the heart feels. The heart's not emotional. And when you form emotional bonds of love through feeling, through the heart, rather than through the mind programming of the emotions that you're used to, it's a whole different kind. It's no longer an emotional attachment. It's an emotional bond. And so all of this anger, all of this betrayal, the past in every given moment, you're experiencing it in the present right now. Whether that was energy you put out 5 minutes ago, whether that was energy that is generational, ancestral, which is a lot of it's coming up right now. Jessica, I've had a weird cold, very congestive. Jessica, that's because this is releasing those toxins. You're coughing all that phlegm and your body's being upgraded. Rihanna, is anyone else feeling like their teams are quiet? That's because you're becoming your team, sweetheart. It's not that they've gone quiet. Now you're embodying them. Now they're no longer seemingly outside and you have to connect to them. You're becoming your team. That's what this lunar eclipse is doing. It's bringing full connection to that full consciousness of all that we are, of the Omega consciousness. And so Spirit, no longer do you have to connect to Spirit, which again, just like on my last video, I encourage you guys, one, validate anything I say within, not through another, and two, really feel into that connection with Spirit, because you still need to do meditation. And, well, let me restate that. It's beneficial to continue meditation, and quieting your mind. But you no longer have to go into meditation just to connect to your team and your star families and Spirit. You're embodying Spirit. You're becoming that light. That's why, we encourage everybody, master your words, master your emotions, master your thoughts. Because right now, everything and anything, if you're being triggered in any way, if you are still thinking that somebody else is this or that or jealous of you or whatever, it's all showing you templates within, energetic behavioral patterns. And Jessica, I've lost motivation to exercise. That's self-discipline. Don't worry, honey. I have too. I have another yoga dance class tonight with Patty. And I woke up with my whole body feeling like it's been run over by a Mack truck again. And it's like, oh, I don't want to do my dance class tonight. And, myself is saying, discipline, self-discipline. Don't skip it, do it. Which I wouldn't skip it anyways, but. So, Tracy, the energies feel different. Good morning, guys. I love you all. Big, big hugs and blessings. And, absolutely, and they're going to increase as we go into this total lunar eclipse on Friday, and which is really a magical, we're being handed the harmonic frequencies of the eternal promise. This is what we've all worked for, and now they're going to really find a major shift in each individual one of us, especially if you can recognize what Spirit's showing you right now. So, it's okay to feel angry, guys. It's okay to feel this grief. It's not where the misconceptions that are out there, that you don't have to face that just to bury it. This is all the stuff you've buried or haven't been able to face. This is all your emotional attachments to the personality of your mortal life. So you can begin a new reality. And, everything happens ethically, and then energetically, and now that's what's occurring on the tangible plane. The veils have already been dissolved energetically and ethically. It's just in the individual human consciousness. And so, this is where when you master, this is another gift of mastery. Everything that's coming up, are you going to continue in the same human mortal patterns that you've been used to? Or are you going to allow yourself to recognize it and say, wait a sec, I'm not going to respond, I'm not going to react, I'm not even going to engage? Because now you're coming into a deeper, and will continue to come into a deeper clarity, a deeper truth, a deeper understanding of just what energy, vibration, and frequency is, and how your reactions, your replies, your responses, your thoughts, your emotions, if you haven't mastered them, are creating circumstances. Now you're going to be able to see on an individual level exactly what, in ways that you haven't had the depth perception to see through, exactly what you're creating. Because it's instant now. Anything in nothing of those lower frequencies can withstand the light that's coming in at this total lunar eclipse. It just cannot. And so right now you're being given a gift this week to truly observe and see what's coming up, especially the anger, especially the hurt, especially the memories that you have to exes, to your parents, especially the father right now. And why do I say the father? Because two reasons. The second you took a breath when you incarnated, the second you were born, the core foundations that are being released right now, the energetic core foundations, are the very two that the second you take a breath was veiled on you. And that is abandonment, rejection, denial, denial and unworthiness, and distrust. So observe everything that's coming up, how it's related to distrust. Because those weren't core energetic imprints that your parents put on you. It's what your parents, from the time you took your first breath to between the ages of 5 and 7, those were all the imprints that you learned that was the core foundations on top of abandonment, rejection, unworthiness, and distrust. That you gifted yourself, even though it didn't feel like that you gifted yourself when you incarnated. You automatically put those two veil overlays on your soul blueprint. And every other overlay was created up until the time between you were 5 and 7. So every experience you've had, guilt too, honey. What about guilt? Any experience you've had, whether it was a friendship, a job, a love relationship, something with your family, it was automatically created on core foundations, faulty foundations of abandonment, distrust, unworthiness, and rejection. So anything that's coming up right now is going to tie into those 4 things. The anger. And why I say the Father is because the Father represents light. So when the second you took a breath and you incarnated, you abandoned, denied, and rejected yourself from the light, from all that you are. So anything to do with Father issues is going to come up because that's all tied into that one energetic vibrational frequency of that word. So again, anything that's coming up, anything that's being presented, guys, observe where it is attached to Father/light, and really how you can tie it into that very first 2 veils of separating yourself from Source, from Creator, from Light, whatever it is that you refer to it and label it as. Because again, when you can see beyond the stories, see beyond the characters and the labels and the definitions of your earthly family, your earthly experiences, you can really observe, and you're able to see and be able to tie it into where you still hold guilt and shame and blame for yourself, for veiling yourself from Creator, from light, by incarnating. Because really, that's the veil that all of this stems from. This is where forgiveness for yourself, your forgiveness for participating in the stories, for participating, for lowering your frequencies to experience it. This is forgiveness for the personality that you were birthed into, the names Monique, Linda, Jessica, Judy, Tom, Dick, Harry. So when you again make it impersonal, you can forgive the vessel for participating in these experiences, because again, these eclipse energies are showing you, giving you a deeper depth perception to see that which you haven't been able to see before. This is giving you an opportunity to truly say, I forgive you, Judy, for participating in that abusive relationship. Or, I forgive you, Linda, for participating in that experience, whatever it may be. This is where your spirit, your soul is fully embodying into this avatar, which is now a crystal lined vessel, if you will. And so dance through it, guys. This is a gift. Yes, it's a total eclipse of your soul and your heart and your mind. You know, the Akashic records have gone through a clean sweep, if you will. And Linda, what about regrets? Regrets are all part of that same template of blame, shame, guilt, unworthiness. Elizabeth, there's no such thing as a regret. There is no such thing as a failure. It was an experiment that we each chose as a fractal of a whole one soul. So we could gain knowledge without each of us having to experience the exact same experience to gain the exact same knowledge. So in other words, let me give you an example. Monique, say our soul monad, our group of our soul monad, chose to experience molestation. So Monique chose, and don't take this literal, I'm using this as an example because molestation and abuse tied into sexual is a template we all have, male or female, have had to deal with. So Monique chose to be molested by her babysitter. You know, Linda chose to be, and I'm talking at a soul level, guys, a soul level. That soul fractal chose to experience being molested by the uncle, and so on and so forth. Different scenarios, but the same soul template, so we could clear that karma. Instead of each one of us having to go through the exact same experience, we each chose to take different angles or different lenses of it, different parts of the experience. That's the beauty of all of this. That's why we're each unique, but yet we're all part of the whole. And so now, the Akashic records within each human vessel, because you're not your vessel, we're light bodies. And so, that information that was in the Akashic records of the individual has now been, that knowledge has now been transferred fully over to the Akashic Living Library of the Earth, if you will. And so, that's the full consciousness. We don't need to hold it fully within the vessel, but in every given breath you have access to it. You can download anything. Say you want to learn Tai Chi. Okay, self, please download me how to do Tai Chi. You're coming back into that full consciousness. And so anything that's arising right now is a gift. It's a gift to release that carbon-based density out of your vessel, because it's already been transferred out of your Akashic records. So you can experience brand new experiences and refill your holy grail, if you will. And so, dance through it, guys. This is intense as this total eclipse of the mind, heart, mind, and soul. It's a magical, magical, miraculous gift. You are the miracle. And this is truly, all these energies are really helping you see that. To show you that you and every other, regardless of the veils they hold within, are divine, sovereign, holy, and pure at their soul blueprint. And so the more you do not get emotional and allow yourself to feel into it, the more you're going to be able to release this in a more graceful, gentle, kinder, easier way. Because everything outside of you is showing you and triggering you what exists within. Because we're in a whole different harmonic octave then, and we'll be going into a whole different consciousness frequency as a collective through this lunar eclipse. So the comments are going by so fast, guys. So what in the Akashic records were cleared out? Anything to have to do with with good and evil, because that was the veils. So what we have been doing on the journey, Brian, is we have been, whether in any incarnation, whether it's your ancestors or your own, including this one, what we've been doing is we have been converging and merging the good, I don't know how else to put that, the positive experiences that represent the unconditional love of the truth of what we are at our original blueprint. And we have been collapsing and dissolving and disintegrating the wounds and everything else that kept us in a frequency consciousness, thought consciousness of good and evil, of duality, polarity. So what's been removed and cleared out is the memories. That's what your whole journey's been about, is to clear the memory, the emotional attachments to memories of a past that no longer exists, that's held within the Akashic records and the cellular memory DNA. And so the knowledge from those memories of good and evil experiences have now been transferred to the living the library of the earth. You no longer have to hold them in your Akashic record. And so it's not that you're forgetting, but to the human aspect, once you clear the memories out, they go. And that's what's been cleared out. No longer do you need those memories, because the earth is holding them for you, and now you're going to be fully connected to that planetary consciousness of the Omega. You will have access to all of that wisdom. So, what else did I miss here? I forgive you for wanting to take part in all the experience. That's it, guys. Really, it really truly is. I hear a lot, that's my trigger from people. Do you think that gives them the okay to act out? Jean, when they act out, when they project out, they think it's you. They think you've done something to them. They'll call you a liar. They'll call you jealous. They'll call you mean. They'll call you this. They'll call you that. They'll put their anger out on you. They'll put their hurt. They project out, because that's how we've been taught to deal with emotions. And so, does that give them the right to act out? Well, yes and no. From the human, that makes no sense. From the human aspect. From the higher aspect, why do I say yes and no? Because that's part one, that's part of the soul lesson. And two, part of the soul karmic tie between your two fractals of your souls. And no to the human, because do unto others as you do unto yourself. But the human aspect will continue to project out until they recognize the energetic behavioral signature imprint, until they step outside and observe, wait a sec, I'm seeing a pattern here, and they become aware. You cannot change anything until you become aware of it. So, Judy, memories equal emotions to ego, let it go. Absolutely. Transmute that shit. And really, that's all it is. It's everything, just like your whole journey has been. It's just presenting you on what hasn't been cleared out yet. So dance through it. It's truly a gift, even though it's intense, because it is. It's a total eclipse of your heart and soul and your mind, and that's returning us to the miracle of us consciously, rather than just tapping into it, tuning into it, and channeling it. And so, if you're still in a space, again, like I've said before, if you're in a space of projecting out or feeling like, in people, anything you're feeling, if you feel somebody is dark, if you feel somebody is jealous, if you feel another is competing, if you feel another is cheating or lying or this, that, and the other, it's all showing you something. It's giving you a gift of opportunity to recognize finally and become aware of where you have that behavioral signature imprint within you. Now, whether it's your own, whether it's generational, from your ancestors, it's all right now. We're clearing it for the ancestors. This whole lifetime has been about clearing the debris of the Akashic out of the soul overlays of your own and your ancestors. No pill will cure anything. And I missed something, I think. Did that answer your question, Jean? Do you think that gives them the okay to act out? Because they're going to act out until it's recognized. And so, this is, really, guys, as intense as it is and going to increase through Friday, really just dance through it, observe. It's not that you're disconnected from spirit or anything else. You're embodying it. You're becoming it fully. And in order for that to happen, you have to let a death take place. You have to allow yourself to truly become brand new, as if you are just now incarnating into your vessel, if you will, with a clean slate. So, dance. And know, it's magical. It's a miracle. And this is where we each, are going to truly see the miracle that we truly are as a consciousness in our highest frequencies. But again, it takes work to get there, and if you can't recognize what's being presented as your own, you're going to spiral. There's a lot of electricity coming in, and you can dance your way out of the spiral if you catch yourself. So learn to dance, learn to tango, learn to turn up the music. So have a great Monday, guys. I love you. Big, big, big hugs and blessings. And no, it's just intense, because you're allowing your heart, mind, and soul to be eclipsed of that which is not your original blueprint of all that you are. Have a great day, guys. Big, big hugs and blessings. Bye now.